Well, France 24's chief foreign editor, Rob Parsons, is on assignment in Ukraine, and we can speak to him now in Lviv. Hello to you, Rob. Give us a feel for what the general military situation is right now in the country.
Well, you know, in areas like Borodyanka, which you've just been referring to, it's pretty calm now from a military point of view because the Russians have moved their troops from northwest and west of Kiev, the capital, into Belarus to the north, where they're trying to regroup. It's going to be difficult for them because many of their battalions have been badly mauled in the fighting, but the idea is certainly to redeploy those troops that have been withdrawn from north of Kiev to the east of the country, to the Donbass, where it's expected the Russians are going to launch their heaviest assault yet. The Ukrainians, of course, preparing for that, well dug in towns like Kramatorsk, Slavyansk, in Donetsk region. But there's no doubt this is going to be a big battle when it occurs. Ukrainians are talking about almost World War II type military tactics are going to be taking place with the Ukrainians in particular dug in, the Russians attacking with heavy assaults with tanks and artillery. But, you know, it's going to be difficult for the Russians. They're trying to press down from the north as well towards Donbass. They've taken the town of Izium. They're trying to press down from Izium towards the Ukrainians. But at this point, at least according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, they've been making very little progress. The situation is static pretty much at the moment, but the expectation is that in about a week's time, the Russians will have deployed sufficiently to launch a really intense attack. And they will be hoping that in the meantime, they'll have taken control of the port city of Mariupol in the south and will be able to attack from the south as well. At that point, things could get very difficult for the Ukrainians.
Yeah, Rob, at the top there, you mentioned Kramatorsk in the east. Moments ago, we got a wire that said 2 Russian rockets hit a railway station that was being used by evacuees. Tell us, what are the evacuation efforts in the country like at the moment?
Well, you know, Lviv, where I am now, is considered one of the safest places in Ukraine, and it's to here that many of the people who are being evacuated, particularly from the east of the country, are coming. You know, in the last month of this war, some 200,000 people have come to Lviv. That's increased the population of this city by 30%. And now with the uptick in the fighting in the east of the country, more refugees are coming again, particularly after the call by President Zelensky the other day for an evacuation of all towns in Donbass region. At this moment, something like 7,000 people are coming every day. Just yesterday, there were meant to be 5 trains coming from places like Kramatorsk, that we just referred to, Slavyansk. A few of them got through. One of them didn't get through because of that artillery attack that you've just referred to, which hit a passenger bridge, apparently, in one of the train stations. It's thought that that train will try to get through later today. But it's an incredibly long journey. It's 1,200 kilometers from the Donbass to Lviv. And on the way, there is always the danger of being attacked either from the ground by the Russian troops or by the air by a Russian aircraft or artillery or missiles. So there is obviously immense concern for the people trying to make the journey, and a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and great sadness too, because they're abandoning homes that they've lived in for all their lives. Yeah, I spoke to one man yesterday who said he'd been living in a cellar for the best part of 3 weeks. When he got out, his house had been destroyed. First of all, a missile hit one wing, then a missile hit the second wing. And that's a common story. But, you know, Lviv at the moment offers the best chance for a relatively peaceful life for those people.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Rob Parsons speaking to us from Lviv.